Here it is. And in Seton Hill tradition, before I click into the game, Charlie has already taken a shot. So, another one. All right, let me get back into it here. Both of these teams are undefeated so far in the regular season. That's why this one is going to be a good one. Blaze gathering the corner boost. Just kind of seeing what is happening here with Endicott. Trying to gauge the talent level of the opponent. See what we can and cannot get away with. They are controlling this corner, however. Just that boost belongs to them. And the angle of that shot was very nice. Very nice. Ooh. Saved by the keeper. Kickoff play almost works out for us. Tart's going a little bit too far up in that rotation. It's going to cut the offense from the Griffins off short, and another double touch off of the backboard makes it a very scary defensive play from the Griffins. We can already see the level of talent from this opponent is much higher than the other two that we faced earlier today. And we've got our work cut out for us in this one. Ooh, what a bump. Nice. Very nice play to be patient there until the last second, trying to make a cut so that the defense missed, but the defense even better. Making sure to stay composed and just handles the ball out there very nicely. The tap up, the bump up does not get it over the member of Endicott. Striker trying to go for it again. It fails again, and the double tap read off of the backboard is going to be there all day. If we allow them to handle this backboard the way that they are, it is only going to get worse for us. $50 goes out to the side, off the corner. It's in the center. It's past one, but the tip gets it pushed through. It's made contact with backboard. There's a fake. Another fake. Not another touch. A bump comes through. I can't really tell if he made contact with that ball or not. Shot. It's floating. The double commit is going to make it awkward, but the third man from Endicott is going to get that ball cleared out of danger. Russ now flicks over one. Ball's in the center. Blaze puts it up into the air. Not going to get another touch on it quite yet. He still has the opportunity to do so. He does a backflip and is just kind of in the way, forces Endicott to pick a direction with the ball. But other than that, more or less inconsequential. Charlie's on the ball. Blaze is on the ball. Tart's now looking to see what Endicott's going to do with it. Clears it all the way to the opposing side. The opposite side, I guess. And Striker sneaks one into the opposite corner, finding the side of the net. Very close series so far. Wondering if the Seton Hill boys are warming back up into this still. They were having some laughs. They went and got a little bit of food from the Cove. So probably really getting back into this in a competitive nature. The bump there causes Endicott to get tied up into their teammates a little bit, which could benefit us very much so if we do something with it correctly. Clear comes through, gets it over one, and one was already behind the ball, so the last member of Endicott had to be very responsible with what they were doing there. Charlie taking the ball way downfield. Tarts is also on it. Two members of Endicott there. Two members of Seton Hill on the opposite side. Touch out. Really going for a boost deal there. I don't think he ended up getting it spawned as soon as he left. And right now, Endicott is making a final offensive attempt, and they might be able to find it. Where's the third man? He is all the way on the opposite side of the field. Keep it up, we can win. Oh! Game 1 overtime. We ended up getting the boost in the side. Tapped out into the middle. Going to be picked up by Blaze. 50 comes through, sends it off to the side. Charlie going to be the first one to make it to the ball. It's wrapping around the corner, but it is also making it back into the center. There it is. Where's Russ? Russ finds the back of the net. And game 1's going to Seton Hill.
Going to need a tune-up after that.
That's what I'm thinking, lady in the song. Boo-doo. Let's carry on to the next game. That game was incredibly close, going to overtime. Can only be a testament for what we are in for the rest of this series. This game is not granted to anybody until 4 games are secured on one side or the other, and Striker Blaze coming out early in this one, 4 seconds. Very nice control, very nice flick to get it over the 2 remaining players of Endicott. Oh my gosh. 2 members of Endicott up. That is a double commit. We could take advantage of this if we are quick enough. More bumps are coming through from Russ, but the clear downfield is so big. It's bouncing back towards the middle. Charlie's able to get it past one and into the second. That's mid. Charlie not going to get the angle on this one. It is crossed back into the middle for Russ. He's got the ball into the corner. Not a lot of boost though, so he's not going to be able to get to it before Endicott. Charlie's putting it back into this corner, trying to see how much their rotation can hold up. And Russ, I do not believe, is going to be here for the third man contest there. Very intelligently playing that one out. We are a goal up, so there's no need to go for that, but the physicality's coming out. Is somebody going to be there to do something with this? Ball is still coming out, but Charlie has people coming here. He was the initial one to try to put this one off to the side. Solid man back, Russ. Going to try to keep this one in the corner. It's coming off the backboard now. Touch from Charlie. Puts it in a spot that Endicott can't continue on with it. This is not out of danger by any means. It's still in front of the net. Blaze is up, puts it off to the side very wisely. Blaze, I'm not sure what you're jumping there for. He ends up getting the boost, and Charlie gets a demo, so there shouldn't be a whole lot of pressure following this ball into our side. Ooh, the 50 doesn't quite come through, but this is an offensive opportunity, and he just sinks it. He sinks it. That is 2 goals up in game 2. There's a CSGO game happening maybe 10 feet away from me, and I am trying not to disturb them because that is a very sound-based game. So if it sounds like I'm trying to hold back on my yelling, yeah, a little bit. Don't at me. Nice control from Russ here, but can he keep it up? He does not find another 50 against these defenders. But he is going to be able to rotate back and become third man again for his squad. Charlie now looking to do something with the ball. He's going to leave it off for Russ, though. Popped up. Gets a 50 from Charlie. Not a beat, but a little bit of a win for Blaze, just to be met by the third member. And he might be needed here to do something with the ball. Off on the side, Russ, now Soul Man back, popped out off the corner, back into the middle. He thought Blaze was going to touch this ball. He ends up not doing so. And now the 50 gets put back for the lone attacker of Endicott. And the Griffins are just putting on pressure here. Putting it in the middle for Russ. It's a little high. Russ not able to get the angle on it. Charlie putting it right back on top of this Endicott defender's car. Not making it past the inside post there. Charlie up, down, and now it's back into the corner. Oh, there was no flick there, but there was a bump. That does mix up the rotations a little bit there. Now, Blaze having to play a little slow. Demo comes through from Charlie, but Blaze not quite able to effectively do something, and that demo is just going to secure that for Endicott, trying to fight back in game 2 here. Everything was fine up until that demo. Ooh, looking for the 50 there, but Endicott not going to fall for it. Blaze does not, that's not Blaze. Charlie did not have boost there, so he's really just trying to buy time for his teammates to get into a comfortable spot for it. Pop up from Endicott there, and somebody from the opposite side of the field having to come through to keep this ball from crossing too far. Touch, that should be backboard. Ooh, that was very close in the physicality coming from Endicott. We've seen a lot of this type of play today. Montreal putting on a masterclass of physicality. Now, this is hard off the backboard. Are one of the Griffins going to be able to collect it? Looks like it's going to have to be Russ, which usually means that Charlie and Blaze are either waiting for an upfield pass or having to scramble backwards. Weird musty flick there. Was that even a musty flick at that point? I don't know. But 15 seconds left, and Seton Hill. Oh, nobody playing in the net there. Left front post open, and Endicott tie this up with 11 seconds to go. They're trying to play for time and just let the ball get too far away from them while they were playing slow. Oh boy, I thought they were about to score. The ball has not made contact with the ground yet, so it's not going to overtime yet. The boys might not want to even send it, but there it is. It's not going to stay on the wall, so we are in overtime for the second game in a row in this best of 7. This is looking a little dangerous. Blaze gets the ball on the backboard. Demo comes through. He's following it. This could be the one. I don't know where we are. Charlie now gets the ball off of his backboard. It's not out of danger by any means. Blaze is going to have to touch the ball here. Really just pancakes it there, and then Endicott tie the series. This is a best of 5 now.
The game was wrong.
All right. This is what we promised you guys, and this is what is being delivered. Depending on how long this game goes, I'm going to have to dip to try to manage the JV game a little. I'm going to start this off, but I might be in and out as far as commentating. And Endicott taking an early lead. I just had to look over to see what all the sound was. And it was just a wave of offensive pressure there. None of the 50s really won by the Seton Hill boys.
Saved by the keeper.
All right, for now, I am still here. And there we go.
Magnificent goal.
I tuned back in to watch this beautiful play, actually. Running out of boost on one player, second one jumps up closer to the net and equalizes it before a minute passes. Denies the opportunity for a 50 there and then gets a dunk on the second Seton Hill player. Speaking of dunks, there's one from Seton Hill ourselves off of the backboard pretty hard. Russ dove in pretty hard for that one. Off the backboard from Seton Hill. Blaze trying to do the best he can with it. Russ missing this one. Blaze gets it over one. Charlie seeing what he can do here. Off the backboard, it's into the middle a little bit. That's put back down right in front of Blaze. He's going to have several members to shoot that around. And it's not going to find any progress towards the net. Russ off the backboard hard. Now it's Blaze. 50, but it ends up midfield. This is touched towards the net. Demo comes through, but Charlie's able to get the save before he gets taken out. Put off to the side. A miss from Endicott. Almost another demo. Charlie wins the 50. Soft touch from Endicott. Hard touch off the corner, put into the center for Blaze, who's already up, but the ball's going to be cleared out of his path. Charlie now trying to put the ball in the center. Is still on it, and there it is. What a pass. I believe he gets a bump here towards the end to keep them from clearing it out. Oh no, he just misses. That was the guy that was with him the whole time that I thought he bumped. About halfway through the game. This is now just a best of 5, like I said earlier. Russ gathers the boost. Going to... Ooh, that could have been really bad. Ooh, this could be very good, though. Fake. Double commit. That's off their backboard, I think. And it's just in. It's just in. Oh, I see the JV boys now warming up. So they will be ready for their match that starts in less than 15 minutes. I'm going to message the other team real quick. All right. Woo. Shot blocked there. The Seton Hill boys kind of hitting their stride here as far as offense goes. Physicality, physicality, physicality. There's Striker trying to get it past one. One of his teammates is going to spawn back here. The 50 comes through off the backboard, off the corner even. Oh, physicality. Where's Striker going? Look for a bump. Where's the bump? Look for it. He never finds it. At least I don't think he did. Charlie was on the ball. Now it's going to be Blaze's attempt, and Russ on the backboard. Charlie gathers it, takes it off to the side. Flick gets it well past half field. Now he's on their backboard, looking for a pass, but the ball gets deflected off course and put back on course by Endicott. Doesn't get the 50 that he's looking for. Now Endicott trying to work this ball up. Now Charlie. Ooh. Nobody there to follow that ball up. Hard off the backboard. And Endicott, a lot of double commits.
30 seconds left on the clock.
Striker trying to get this into the center. Physical play being laid down onto Charlie, who tries to nail that shot in. Russ going to follow this one up. Going to get beat to the second ball by one of the members of Endicott, who is now boostless, just looking to either fake out or get a 50 for himself on defense. And this one is going to go to Seton Hill, putting us 2-1 into the series and looking very nice on offense this time around. Okay. You guys hear something from the oops. Maybe a timeout was called. I have the chat turned off, so there we go. We're getting into game 4. Seton Hill sitting 2-1 in this series. 10 minutes until the JV game starts. Ooh, that's not looking good for Endicott. It's going to be bounced off of the sidewall, bounced towards the net, off the backboard. Russ is there, off the backboard again. There's going to be defenders in the way of the ball. Blaze gets a touch, but he had momentum the other way, it seems. Double commit from Endicott. Bump. Big bump. This should be Charlie. Another bump comes through. If he stays on that man and continues to bump him, that's going to be a free goal. But he pulls off of him, thinking that he needs to rotate out. Boost spawns for Charlie here, but it doesn't matter. The 50 ends up in favor of Endicott, who don't have a lot of boost down here on the Seton Hill half. And we've gone a minute, and only one shot has been registered between both teams. What is this song? Patience, apparently. Ball is off of corner, and patience must be the name of the game, and it looks like Endicott is going to be the beneficiary of it. They play all of the defense in the world, get one ball to bounce heavily towards the Seton Hill side, and then resort to their physical gameplay again to just clear the way. That's another shot, and Charlie, with not the best touch in the world, can't Keep that out of the net. All right, no more patience. Big touch from Russ off of that sidewall. Charlie gets over one. Blaze gets to the ball first, but gets demoed in the process. Charlie now, big flick, going to be saved, but it's not out. He makes it under 2 cars, but the third car went for the low ball. That's bouncing out into the middle. This could be dangerous. Endicott can find the angles. They've proven it a few times, and Russ ending up in the best spot possible. Gets a save on that ball to keep Endicott from scoring their third. And eventually leads to Seton Hill's first. Kickoff gets held still. Relo and his teammate are held together at this side boost. Nice. Oh, he gets taken off the wall a little bit, so he can't jump probably when he wanted to. Boost grab on the side. Maybe doubles as a fake. And the rotations from Seton Hill seem to be a little timid. Like they're finding the gap in the armor that they want to go for. But in the process, they're missing balls. But so are Endicott. This is put up towards Blaze, back towards Charlie. Charlie has a little bit of boost. He's looking for it. And I believe that was 5 cars in total, all up for that ball at the same time. Charlie gets the save. Almost a minute and a half left. Charlie gets another well-needed, or much-needed touch, I should say. Oh, that ball's just sitting out for free. He gets another one. Oh, the demo comes through, though, and it's going to keep us from having that third man that we need to seal that playoff. The demo was probably why that play cropped up in the first place. I think some more physicality is coming through from Russ. Charlie, though, has a full tank of boost. Tries to get the flick over one of the members of Endicott while backwards. But that 50 is just not going to be good enough. Nice. They have a lot of pressure right now. They have to keep it up if they want to tie this game up and not tie the series again. They're kind of queued up in the net right now. Nice challenge. But if this keeps up for much longer, Seton Hill's not going to have time to get downfield and score the goals, and we're going to have a tied series again, which just makes this a best of 3 at that point. Flick off the backboard. And he almost finds net, and it looks like we're going to just go into this tied series. All right.
Need a tune-up after that.
Best of 3 now. This next game, I will start it, and I will be here for the first bit of it. And then I will have to go make sure that the JV game continues or starts the way that we need it to. Like I said, it's a best of 3 now, and we've just been trading games back and forth so far this series. Decent kickoff. Good touch from Russ, keeping this ball off to the side. It's getting put back into that same corner. He's not going to be there for the next 50. If somebody were to be following up on it, a miss comes through, and it's just going to be side post and in. Oh, I got distracted by a Discord message. And Endicott tied it up. There's probably a moment there that we could have, you know, gotten to that ball earlier, or just like made sure that it didn't have the opportunity to end up in the spot that it was. Nice challenge. Need another one though. Gets it past that one. Blaze doesn't have boost though. Gets another 50. And this player is going to circle back on the ball. Russ gains it, puts it back towards Blaze, who does not quite turn on it. Charlie now puts it up, but gets dunked off the side wall pretty hard. Put back into the same corner to Charlie, who gathers the boost and scoops it onto the ground. He's trying to get an aerial, trying to get more touches, but the ball is going to get touched off to the side. Russ puts it back towards the middle. Endicott doing everything they can here. Puts into the center again. Blaze is on the sidewall. He doesn't have much in the tank though. He does get the flip reset, but doesn't really do anything with it. Charlie now with the ball. Does not have much boost to his name either. Demo onto Russ. Might actually help us here. Might like give us a bit of space that we needed, but instead it's just going to go all the way downfield. And Russ actually not there on the respawn to meet that ball whenever it does get pinched out like that. Does not get the same goal that we saw earlier in this series. No boost in the tank. Charlie. Blaze gets it. They need to tie this up. Nice. Something could happen here. Charlie trying to be very aggressive with this one. Puts it into the center. Looking for a 50. It's bouncing up. It's bouncing down. Russ putting it back in. Going to get followed up by one of his teammates. Where they double committed. They double committed. Russ is by himself here. And Endicott now just looking for the center. And you can tell they're playing slow. They know they don't have to push anything crazy here. Charlie has the ball. Flick. Russ puts it into the center, but they already have somebody lined up to deal with this ball. Bounce off the backboard. Nobody quite there. Russ going to have to chase this one down. Oh, I need to make sure that this JV game starts. I'll be back.
left on the clock. Absolutely magnificent goal.
In this together, we all got our fractures.
30 seconds left on the clock.
All right, JV game has started.
Saved by the
And we are tied here this is game 5, I think? Yeah. 15 seconds left. Big touchdown field from Blaze. Charlie. There's fire in his eyes. Oh. It's bouncing back quick. It's hard off the backboard, but we don't make it there first. And they throw it to the ground for overtime. At least the third one of this series. Russ gets it past one. This momentum could be big. Oh, and there it is. Seton Hill on match point.
Going to need a tune-up after that.
Doo-doo.
It's a hard pill to swallow when we keep throwing stones, leaves us standing alone and lost. Nothing else in between us but a line in the sand. We believe that
All right.
we've just crossed.
We have 2 games.
It's so easy to
If Endicott win both of them, they take the series. If we win one of them, we take the series.
forget that we're all.
And then we will jump over to the JV game afterwards, depending on how much of it is left.
We all got our fractures, can't hide all our flaws. Found our direction, but sometimes get lost. We grew towards the sun when our separate ways. But down at our roots, yeah, we're all the same.
All right. Match point again for your Griffins. Ooh, kickoff. Doesn't really benefit anybody too much. I thought Endicott were going to make me eat my words. Dangerous bounce off the corner there. Could be a crazy opportunity for a shot. Not going to happen though. Another one coming across the side. Almost looking for demo plays, I believe. Oh, that was... You know, the blue car kind of confused me there, and it almost looks like Endicott's trying to shoot on their own net. Charlie fakes them out, gets a jump out of one, and the ball is in the air. They don't have anybody else on the ground, so if this gets too low and we gain possession of it, it could have been a very fast, again, gaining the ball control on our side, but in the wrong direction. Ooh, if that made it past that player, could have been very dangerous, but very beneficial for the Seton Hill boys. Trying to be physical there. Really looks like he tripped over his own shoelaces, though. Ooh, more physicality coming out. Russ, though, unfazed, almost looking for some physicality of his own. The touch meets his own backboard. And Stryker sitting in a weird spot here, going to try to take it to his own corner. Successfully does so, but that was a stressful moment. Charlie being called up to take this touch now. Russ having to track this ball back down because it's touched very hard back the other way. Blaze with a miss. Charlie with a 50 that's bouncing back towards the net, and Endicott going to find one. I don't know who that demo was on, but if it was Blaze, it might have been what secured that goal, taking out the goalie there. Nobody's been able to get a touch onto this ball yet. Charlie is the one who finally makes a stand and says this is enough of that. Touch towards the net. The 50 comes through, and Tart's going to get a nice touch off to the side, but it's not out of danger quite yet. Tart's not going to be able to get to that one. It's going to have to be Charlie. He gets it over one. Backboard, and now Russ on the ball. Oh, Blaze tries to go for the bump, but the touches from his teammates are just not there. Up towards Charlie. Oh, off the backboard. If he had just left it, it might have been set up for a shot for Russ. Blaze now having to get there. It's off the backboard, way too high from Blaze. Off the corner. We have men here. We have numbers. Ooh, that's a big flick. Now they got people in the air. Charlie puts it back down to striker. It's a 1v1. It's up. Charlie's up. He gets the touch, but it's just going to make it to backboard. Ooh. Kind of a 50, I think. Now Demo's coming through. Last time we saw this onto Russ, they got a goal out of it, and they almost do so here again. That player is looking dangerous off of the backboard. You cannot let him set up his own double taps like this. Way to track the second man. Putting it down into the corner. Fake on one. Gets it past the other. This is a 1v1. If he can just find his teammate, it's going to be very nice. But neither of them really go for it.
60 seconds left on the clock.
Nice. They keep this up. The third man should be able to find it, and the final flip was almost enough to get it done. Just trying to do too much on his own. Putting it back into the middle. Not quick enough. Off the backboard again. Oh, in the post. It was so close. Charlie now getting it past Moore. Blaze misses the ball, but it's not quite in danger. This isn't the greatest place for them to be. Team bumps coming through. They also bump Endicott, though. Russ hits the ball out of the way of Blaze, and now it's being taken back to our backboard. They have to do something fast if they're going to do anything at all, or else we're going to a game 7. Touch from Blaze. Touch from Russ. Charlie's up. And that makes contact with the ground. We are going to game 7. Boo-doo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, this is game 7. And now this is going to be for all of the beans. Every single bean rides on this game. Again, kickoff not really favoring anybody, but possession does go over to Endicott. Russ with the ball does not gain control of it necessarily, but he does get a 50. Almost gets demoed is Blaze, and then Tarts actually gets demoed. Bumps coming through, bumps coming through, bumps coming through. Russ goes for a 50 and loses it. Endicott going through again. Demos. I think he has a flip reset. Could not really tell. Bumps. Charlie up to the ceiling. Does not get the pass that he was looking for. Charlie puts it back up towards Blaze, who has to struggle to get a touch on this ball with Endicott presence. Charlie seeing if he can work a little magic, probably turning around, getting demoed actually. He's going to spawn somewhere in the back, and he might be called to do something here, but he's getting bumped again, basically right when he spawns. And he's trying to find the gap by himself. Russ gets a touch. Charlie is in the area. Still 0-0. Blaze puts it off to the side. It bounces way upfield. Now it's going to bounce back into the middle. That's not a great angle to jump at. Charlie needs to go for this, and he's too slow to get off the ground. So Endicott are going to take the lead. Big kickoff win. And there it is. You know, that's where we want to see him all of the time. He may let a goal in every now and then, but you put that kid on the other side of the field and he's going to find a way to get it in the net. Blaze wins another kickoff. This gets put into the center. There's Charlie again. Blaze. Ball does not make contact with the backboard as there is a member from Endicott there. Gathered by Blaze. Oh, he almost gets it past one. I'm not sure which one of the boys is going to turn on this. Looks like they're deciding to give it to Charlie. Russ, big touch downfield. No boost here for Charlie to grab. Looking to play physical, but he's getting paint rubbed on him by Blaze, who's going to gather this ball. It's put into the middle. Russ is here. Charlie is still on it though. Blaze does not rotate all the way out, instead opting to go up the wall. Catches the ball and gets demoed for it. The redirect sends it to the backboard, and big touch downfield is going to send it to the opposing backboard. Now it's into the center, but nobody is there. Physicality coming through from Charlie puts Etan about half field. What are you doing, Blaze? Charlie was right there. Speaking of Charlie, oh, he gets the pop-up, but then he just gets blasted. Oh my gosh, what a touch.
Sensational goal.
Sensational goal.
What a save.
Oh, I looked away for a message for the JV team, and then the game was tied again with just over a minute left. We're getting down to it, everybody. Charlie not quite making it there. It bounces hard off of the corner and down towards the midfield. Etan. Ooh, another touch from Striker. He gets the demo. Where's the follow-up? Where's the follow-up? Where's the follow-up? Nobody's there. Another demo comes through. Russ grabs it. And the flick is amazing. The control on top of his car was so good. Catches it here on one side, on the other. The flick to try to take on the two of them and gains the lead with 45 seconds left. If they can just hold on to this lead, the series is theirs, and so is first seed in this bracket going into playoffs. Very close. Two members of Seton Hill here. Bump comes through onto Russ, who is trying to get to this third man spot. Bumps are still coming through. Communicate, boys. Now Russ on their backboard gets touched into the middle. Not exactly what Endicott's looking for. They still have the lead. They're still playing for time. As long as they keep the ball down here, they will take the series. And if this ball makes contact with the ground before going into net, Seton Hill take the series. They end the season undefeated.
Sunday morning, a house on the lake, far from LA.
Woo! All right. I'm so glad we did this today.
I'm the one you can tame. Yeah, let's get lost in
Boo-doo.
memories. Take me where your monsters hide. They don't dance, they don't daylight. Look down, you've got me so high. I think it's safe to
All right.
see 'em.
I'm going to send you guys to this screen for just a moment. We're going to update the scores, and then we are going to go over to the JV game. Private join. Do I remember the password? I don't know what the score is right now, but they just jumped in. Okay. Seton Hill is the orange side, and Mount Union is the blue side. I'm going to see what the score is, and then I will be back. All right, so this is the JV squad. We don't know what match they're on because they're in the middle of it right now. But that is very exciting that the varsity team has taken first seed going into playoffs. Now, let's see if the JV squad can work towards doing a bit of the same. Ugh. Man, I've been calling out the same names all day. My brain is kind of fried. I'm trying to adapt to the names that we got now. So we're playing against Mount Union. And we got Mountain, we got Connor, and we got Jacob. And they are 1 goal up with half of the game already gone. Bump comes through, Connor taking out Arctic here. 2 members missed the ball there. Mountain not able to get another touch on that ball, but it does go directly to Connor, who pops it back up, and the player from Mount Union misses the ball. Jacob trying to keep this one close and in the corner, and then the flip from Arctic does not find it there. Connor up, goes for a 50 and get it, and the ball gets sent into the defensive corner of UMH or UMU. Jacob went for a demo there. You need somebody following up on the ball if that's the play that you're going to go for. Mountain looking to receive the infield pass, but very close to each other were the 2 attacking members of Seton Hill. Minute and a half left. They still have the goal lead, and miscommunication here. I believe Mountain should have just been on that ball, and then Jacob needed to find his way out. Whew. Very dangerous spot there. Connor able to get to the ball before it reaches the inside of the post, avoiding being in the scoring funnel for any time at all. Jacob jumping off the wall. Connor pancakes the ball up against the wall and then is in the way for the pinch that Jacob tries to put in the middle. Flip does not make it there for Arctic. Touch puts the ball off center so that Seton Hill is not worried about getting shot on there. Oh, I think he got a flip reset there. I heard the sound. Touch, and that's a second one. Probably gonna nail this one in the coffin for game, I don't know. I almost said game 2, but I'm not sure. Off of the ceiling. Jacob going for some nutty stuff here. Just not executing perfectly on it. And ball makes contact with ground. Actually, even if the other team scores here, this is a game going over to the Seton Hill boys. Awesome. So, going into the game we just watched, it was tied 1-1, and now the boys are up 2-1. So they need 2 more to finish out this series. Kickoff goes deep into Seton Hill territory, but then is immediately carried back out. Jacob puts this ball off to the side for Mountain to gather it up, who's taking it a little his direction. Bump comes through. This ball not particularly moving in either team's favor until Connor comes in and slams it towards the net and just cuts it inside to find the first goal of game 4. One second, I'm gonna see how the CSGO match went. All right, the CSGO team won their match today, and they are going into the final week undefeated, going to be playing up against the other undefeated team. So that should be exciting, especially since this is the first season we have ever had CSGO here at Seton Hill. Jacob looking for demos here. This is definitely the more aggressive physically of the two teams that we have here at SHU. Oh, and that one is going to hurt. The lead going over to Mount Union in game 4. Looking to retie the series. Nice kickoff. Yeah. Challenge on the wall is leaving a bit to be desired. Back pass from Connor to Mountain. I don't think there's really anybody there to challenge though. The defender never really left the ground until Mountain no longer had possession of the ball. Is that on? No, not quite. Mountain 15 boost. Just kind of passing to himself. Connor takes up the mantle of the ball and gets taken out for it. And then it gets bumped again. This ball just bouncing out into the front of the Mount Union net. But nobody on the other side of it to really nail it in. Putting it off to the side for Jacob, who finds it. And the shot is on target, but it's also hit directly at one of the Mount Union players.